When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of Shop Pay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Hello, everybody. Here at One Hit Thunder, we're committed to creating the best experience for our listeners. To help us learn more about you and what you want to hear, please head to surveymonkey.com/r/FPZY5JQ to take a short survey. Your feedback helps us improve the show and supports the sponsors who make this show possible. As a thank you, you'll be entered into our monthly drawing to win one of 2 $50 gift cards. If you want a chance to win one, go ahead and grab a pen and jot down this address: surveymonkey.com/r/FPZY5JQ. And thanks for helping us grow the show.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation.
Snap. This week, we're joined by Five Iron Frenzy vocalist Reese Roper to explore the life and times of Biz Markie, otherwise known as the Clown Prince of hip-hop. The unforgettable chorus of Just a Friend, which was an interpolation of a 1968 Freddie Scott song, became instantly iconic, and Biz's less-than-perfect performance gave the song endless charm and personality. Whether Biz was inevitably bound for one-hit wonderdom is up for debate, but a landmark court case against a sample on his next album may have been what cemented it. Regardless, he had a long and interesting career, all the way up to his untimely passing in 2021. Is there more in Biz Markie's catalog worth diving into if you only know the hit? This week, we'll see if he really is 100 proof.
That's what I'm going to sing. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby,
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
All right, so Reese Roper is in the house. For anyone who doesn't know, Reese is the frontman, vocalist, songwriter in the band Five Iron Frenzy. I'm going to call Matt out right now. I love Five Iron Frenzy, but Five Iron Frenzy is actually Matt's favorite band of all time. That's what he claimed. I've heard him say that like 100 times in my life, Reese.
I'm really sorry you have to do a podcast with somebody with that bout of taste.
Nah, he's okay. Sometimes he gets it right. Reese.
Okay.
I first got to know you a little bit when we had you on Krista Makes a Podcast as a guest in May of 2022. You came on to talk about writing and recording the song Zen and the Art of Xenophobia. That was an awesome episode. You're a great songwriter and frontman. You're a well-spoken and kind guy. And I couldn't think of a better guest to join us for an episode about the Clown Prince of Hip Hop.
You're too kind. I love that you think that I am the guy to talk about the Clown Prince of Hip Hop.
Listen, you got to talk to us about the diabolical. So, Reese, usually, sometimes I have to send people a list of, hey, here's what we haven't covered yet. You were the one that said, I would love to talk about Biz Markie, and your reasoning was that you had a little bit of a personal story tied to Biz Markie. So before we do our deep dive into the career of this very important figure of 80s hip hop, let's hear a little bit about your Biz Markie story first.
Yeah. So this is kind of crazy. I'm gonna try and keep it succinct, so I will not talk so long. But I grew up in the mountains, like in a ski area town in Colorado called Steamboat Springs. And then when I was in junior high, we moved to Denver. Denver not being like this great bastion of hip hop or like of urban culture. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's like everything is the suburbs. It's like very, very like manicured and nice and like not urban. Denver was one of the first cities to embrace integrated busing. So, you know, it came up out of the Jim Crow South, you know, like in the civil rights movement was that like most larger school districts had to start integrating. So Denver was like straight up on it. They were just like, yes, we need our white kids to get some culture. So, the town I grew up in, there was one black kid. His name was Richard. We were very confused by him, you know, like the you know, like all the racist things that white kids would say to black kids, we did. You know, like in hindsight, I hope he forgives us for like asking to touch his hair or like why are your palms white and the rest of you is brown? You know, like just stupid shit because we had never seen a black person. This is real.
Okay.
This is like
wow.
in the 70s. Right. And so I get to Denver and then it's mixed. And so like when it became time to go to high school, I was bused to, and you guys, I encourage you to look up the Wikipedia page for East High School. East High School is like the crown jewel of Denver public schools. You'd be like, that famous person went there? Like Pam Grier went there, nice. Freaking Don Cheadle, Hattie McDaniel, the first black lady to win an Oscar, all these generals, like all these Olympians, like just like it's this crazy list of famous people that went there.
Is your name also on that list if you go on that Wikipedia page?
Yes. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed because like people I went to high school are like, what? What did you do? You're in a Christian ska band. So I feel like I cheated my way in there. For real, like you got to check it out. It's like it's insane. But what it was just like this whole cultural education that I sorely needed. And so it was like this beginning of rap. And I would say like the middle stage of the beginning, because rap started like in the 70s and then, you know, like early 80s. And then when I got to high school, it's like 86, 87. A lot of this was coming about and I had never heard it. And I was just like, this is so cool. I love this music. Really loved like early like KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. Had heard, I don't want to say a lot of Biz Markie because he didn't put out a lot, but like he kind of moved in and out of like circles of rap artists that I was into.
That's the thing. Like as we dive into this story a little bit deeper, the amount of times that it's like, oh yeah, Biz Markie maybe put out 4 albums, but like he was on everybody's music video. He was like featured on so many people's stuff. Like everybody loved, he was on like every Beastie Boys album. They would bring in Biz for something. Like he was omnipresent.
He really was. And so like I loved Biz Markie. I loved just the fact that he seemed like rap was so serious. And for me, like going to East High School, so I had friends who were black who would like, you know, like a big thing at the time was the Nation of Islam, like Louis Farrakhan, the white man is the devil. So I lost friends to that. Like I'd be like, this is this guy, and he couldn't talk to me anymore because I was white, and so like that was serious. Like Public Enemy is like, you know, Farrakhan's a prophet, all this stuff. Like a ton of the rap at that time was just like polarizing, like racially, and Biz wasn't that, you know, like he was just goofy, like he was just clowning. And so for me, I was the class clown at the time. I was elected class clown of Denver East High School, and just I think like learning about Biz, like I was like, I identify with this guy. Like people make fun of him, and he kind of beats them to it. He'll make fun of himself first, and I loved that. So 25 years later, I'm friends with Mike Park, the founder of Skank and Pickle, and he's founder of Asian Man Records. But like at the time, I've got a 2.5-year-old daughter, and her favorite show is Yo Gabba Gabba. Nice. So Biz's Beats of the Day comes on, and I'm like floored. I'm like, this is it. This is a good show. Like, you need to listen. This is how to beatbox. And I'd catch her beatboxing, 2.5-year-old kid. Because he'd show him just like easy beatboxing. Like he'd be like, you do it like this. And so, here's my 2.5-year-old, like almost just albino white kid trying to beatbox. And I love it. And so Mike Park got asked to go on Yo Gabba Gabba Live. They did a tour in 2013, and they came through Richmond, and he was doing this. This is how cool Mike is. He just called people he knew in that town. And so I'm like, I don't know, an hour and a half from Richmond, Virginia. But he's like, I know Reese lives near there. Hey, man, do you want to come to this? I need people to come on stage and act like they're my band and just kind of jump around for a song, and I'll get you in. And I was like, yes, 100%. Like, my kid will, like, she's going to think this is the greatest thing of all time. And so it was amazing. So like, we're sitting there and we watch it, and then I got to go backstage. So I go backstage, and he's explaining things to me. He had, I don't know who the punk band he got to do this, but there was 3 other dudes, and they all had suits on. I don't know if he had a suit on or not. Like, Five Iron's never been that kind of ska band. He was like, we're all pretending. Like, there's nothing mic'd. We're just getting up there. You jump around, pretend like you're playing this. And he hands out 3 saxophones. 3 or 4. I don't know if there was another instrument. But like, I'm like, yep, okay, I got this. And he's like, and I'll just tell you when to go. And then we're walking by this door, and he's like, oh, there's Biz. Hey, Biz, what's up, man? And he's like, do you guys want to meet Biz Markie? And I froze. Like, I just was like, oh, like I couldn't say a single thing. So he's just like, he just thought we didn't want to talk to Biz Markie. Oh, no. And Biz is like back there. He's got 2 turntables. Like, he was working on stuff. He looked busy too. So I didn't want to like go bother him and just be like, holy crap, dude, you're the human 808. I love you, man. This is so great. And so I just froze. And then we had to go play, and I did it. And then I'll send you guys this picture of my daughter with DJ Lance. He's holding her. And it is like maybe one of my favorite pictures of her. It was so cool, but like I completely froze because I love that dude.
I find it charming, and I think that all 3 of us on this call have had some level of this where you're like, all right, I've been around people who I admire, and I'm pretty good at keeping a cool head, and then there's always going to be like that one person where you're like, shit, I can still be like the fanboy that is like at a loss for words. Yeah. Meeting somebody, like there's always someone that's going to do it for you. And apparently for you like, it was Biz Markie.
Well, so like rock people, I'm like, oh yeah, what's up, man? You know, like one time Andy and Brad and I were just hanging out in they're guys in my band. We were hanging out in New York City, and all of a sudden like Paul Schaefer walks into this deli, and he's like, you guys in our band or what? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, that's pretty cool. And we just, like talk to him. Or like Brian Setzer was on our plane, and we were just like, yeah, we're in a band. Yeah. What are you doing? Right. You're playing this? Okay, cool. But rap people, like I met Daryl Mack once, and same thing, froze. He was like, we got to take a picture, do a rock sign. Yeah. And we were like, oh, because he was like, just make a rock sign.
I
Let
met
me
him.
tell you,
I
Could
met
not
him.
talk to him.
yeah,
Did you?
Yeah.
So the podcast network that I run, we get a booth at San Diego Comic-Con every year. And one year, DMC asked if he could split our booth for the week. So I spent an entire week sitting with DMC at Comic-Con. And when I tell you that man gave me the most sage-like advice I've ever received in my life, because as the week went on, my nickname that he gave me was Kells. And we're just sitting there, and he goes, "Hey, Kells." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "All these guys walking around dressed as superheroes, they think that it takes a cape to be a hero. Because you know how a man is a real hero? He's not afraid to cry. He's not afraid to take care of the people he loves. That's what makes somebody a hero." And I was like, "Thank you, DMC."
I got to write this down. Oh, my God.
That's really good. I met him at the Super Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago and met him at a party.
He's really cool.
Yeah.
He's so nice. He is like legitimately one of the nicest humans I've ever met.
Yeah, we had him on DeMakes. We had him on DeMakes for It's Tricky.
Did?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
I haven't listened to that one. I am going to as soon as I leave.
Dude, it's a good one.
Yeah, I froze with that dude too. I was just like, I love Run DMC so much. Like all of 8th grade, all I listened to was Run DMC.
Yeah.
Raising Hell.
It was
It's
easy.
such a 40 anniversary right now, and it is an amazing record still, is Run DMC's Raising Hell.
Easily one of my top 20 favorite albums.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, so good.
Let's talk about Biz, though, because now we're 15 minutes in. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's
Before we dive in there, though, I wanted to say I did pull up East High School, and yes, Reese, there you are. One more person that I wanted to give a shout out to, Matt, you'll be interested. Philip Bailey. Philip Bailey went to East High School.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Earth, Wind, and Fire. 3 of the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire went to East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Biz Markie, yes, Biz Markie, born in Harlem in 1964, real name Marcel Theo Hall. We know him as the Clown Prince of hip hop, but he was raised on Long Island and kind of got in young. He became friends and collaborated with Roxanne Shanty. Do you guys know Roxanne Shanty?
I knew the name, but I
just from Biz Markie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really all I know. Yeah.
Well, they made a whole movie about her on Netflix called Roxanne. She's considered a pioneer in hip hop. She was referred to as the queen of rap for a while there, but that is where Biz established himself as a beatboxer, which, yes, later he will do on Yo Gabba Gabba much later, but he is known as a good beatboxer, and he really hits those bass notes with his beatboxing.
Yeah.
Like just so good at it. And he came up in the Juice Crew, and he released his debut album Going Off in 1988, which had songs such as Make the Music with Your Mouth, Biz, Nobody Beats the Biz, Vapors, which was kind of his first kind of hit song, and
I saw it on MTV.
Yeah.
oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
Before Yo MTV Raps. Like, it was just like, what?
Yeah.
They put rap on? It was rad.
And of course,
I mean, they had, at this point, like Beastie Boys and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
go
also
ahead.
Pickin' Boogers. You can't
Pickin'
ignore
Boogers, yeah. Don't forget Pickin' Boogers.
So good.
So it's funny because I was like also white kid in suburbs. So for a very long time, I just assumed rap wasn't for me. Like I ignored it unless it was like a Beastie Boys or an Eminem where I was like, oh, this is made for me. I'm allowed to listen to this. But I remember someone giving me a compilation CD probably in like the early 2000s that was like Source Magazine put out this album that was like the 15 fundamentals of hip hop or whatever. And like it had Fuck the Police from NWA. I remember that was the opening track. The closing track was Make the Music with Your Mouth, Biz. And I was like, this song is amazing. And that was my intro to Biz Markie was that. And then I worked backwards to Just a Friend. That song is phenomenal. Make the Music with Your Mouth, Biz is great. And Going Off, very genuinely a solid rap record. Like, it is a good... Biz Markie, I think, had some really great songs, but never like really a outside of that, I don't think he ever made a perfect album. Going Off is as close to a perfect album as Biz Markie ever came to making, I think.
I want to talk to you guys about something right now before we go further in his career. I want to talk about his voice. How would you describe his voice? Because you wouldn't necessarily say it's a good voice, especially when it comes to the chorus of Just a Friend. It's almost like it's intentionally bad, but it's unforgettable. And I think that's like, look, all music, you can really stand out if you have a very unique voice. But I think especially in hip hop music, when you think of, yeah, I mean, everybody from, Snoop Dogg, it's him the second you hear it.
Well, the person I kept thinking of is I feel like Biz Markie walks so Old Dirty Bastard could run.
Sure.
I think they have a very similar, like, is this good? You know what I mean? Like, you're listening to it and it's like, if someone I've seen people have what I think is a very bad take that like Old Dirty Bastard was the worst member of Wu-Tang Clan. And it's like, I get why you think that. Like, I can absolutely get why you think that, because he's obnoxious and he's weird and his verses get like so bizarre and niche that you don't understand what he's talking about. And then as I'm doing Biz Markie, I'm like, oh, Biz did all of that too, actually, before Old Dirty Bastard came to the scene. He was doing that weird, like, irreverent hip hop verses.
Yeah, it seemed like there was like if you had a hip hop group, there was like a serious guy and a DJ, and then there was a guy that was like for comedic relief, like Flavor Flav.
Yeah, Flavor Flav was that for Public Enemy.
Yeah. But like, he just was himself.
Yeah. He wasn't playing a character. That was Biz.
No. But I also think other bands brought him on to be that. You know, like I think like KRS-One, like that was my first experience, was like hearing Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One talk about him being the human 808, and then just like how he was the clown, like he was funny.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, you look at a song like Just a Friend and it's like a rap song breaking into the top 10 in 1990, which is a huge achievement in the early 90s, late 80s. And part of it is like, how do you not just love this? How do you not love this person and this song that they've produced? It's universal.
Yes.
It appealed to me as a kid so much. And back to his voice for a second.
Yeah.
I was trying to find like adjectives of how I would describe it. And I would say that couple things about it. It almost sounds wet and spitty, like you can hear the spit in his delivery. I even noticed, and I don't know if it was just, I'm listening on my studio speakers, but I was watching the music video for Vapors. I'm like, can you hear the plosives in his take? Like I always battle with plosives like on my podcast mic here, but like the puzz are like abrasive on the delivery.
Yeah.
And
watch you talk. Like, you would be like, I'm sure if you got close enough and he was talking to you, you would get spit on.
Yeah.
But there's also this like, there's this element of it's so clean that it's comical. You know what I mean? Like, even in a song like Just a Friend, like, instead of saying, oh shit, he says, oh snap. And that's 10 times funnier than if he said, oh shit, look what I saw. Like,
of course.
There is this aspect of like, even the words that he chooses to go with the voice that he has is like an enhancement to everything that he's doing.
Yeah. I think he actually, and I mean this like I don't mean this in like a mean way, but he has a bit of a speech impediment, and it is charming, so much so that when you hear Just a Friend, don't you want to be friends with Biz? You're like, this guy's so funny, and I can't imagine just hanging out with him and talking to him. He's so lovable from the first time you hear this song. And it had that recognizable voice, and it's just such an important thing in hip hop. His delivery, when you listen to all of his music, but his delivery, I would say it's almost clunky. Sometimes sometimes he doesn't have enough syllables in the line, so he stretches them out. Sometimes he stuffs too many syllables into a line. But I think that if he delivered it in like a real slick way and made sure everything was like perfect, you would lose the charm. You would lose what's so great about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think like, so I think rapping came to him later. Like he wanted to be a great rapper and figured out he could beatbox. Like, and this is like in like the foundation of hip hop, like of rap, where it would just be like dudes in New York. You had one dude beatboxing. This happened in Denver, by the way. This is like, you would go to parks or something and there would be like a dude who could beatbox really well. And sometimes they would battle, but then there would just be people rapping over that, like battling each other. And like, I feel like if you could just be in the Bronx or Queens, at that point, like in the 80s in New York, how cool that would be,
dude.
But I think for him, he just was like really good at beatboxing. And he got to this point where he was like, then he could rap. Like, then he learned to rap. Like, he was smart enough to kind of figure out that by the time he was getting like on records.
Yeah. But I feel like his stuff with the Beastie Boys specifically, I've always found so interesting, right? Like whether it's something really short, like on Check Your Head, which is like the Biz versus the Nuge, where it's just him singing over top of a Ted Nugent guitar riff. Like it's so funny. Or on their Greatest Hits album, they literally have an unironic 4-minute cover of Biz Markie just singing Benny and the Jets in this album. And it's like, he's obviously doing it as a bit, but he is singing it with such sincerity that that's where the comedy is. And it's like, not only is he good at rapping, he has the right comedic mind to make it work. And I think that is always the most difficult piece when anyone's even trying to combine music with comedy, is that they're like, well, the comedy is I'm going to say something filthy and people won't expect it. And it's like, no, if you don't have like the comedic timing or the ability to commit, that's going to work the very first time and then never have re-listen value. And his stuff has like unending re-listen value because it feels so genuine. Like, I know that Just a Friend is a made up story. I buy every word of it for the 4 minutes that I'm listening to it.
He absolutely. He's so funny. Like, have you guys seen the documentary on him, All Up in the Biz?
I want to see it.
I just found out about it when I was doing research today and didn't have time to, but that is on my watch list now.
I recommend it. Like, the thing that I loved about it was, you know, like I knew him from just these pieces of seeing him and being like, yeah, he is a really good beatboxer. And that song is super funny. But then like, you just see through it, like, there's no shit talking in it.
No.
Like, and I feel like that's such a huge part of rap culture, especially like in the 80s and 90s, was just like, who's your beef with and who are you battling? But for him, everyone that he worked with, like even guys that were just like, I don't like this guy, or they're competing directly with him, or he left their label or whatever, they're just like, I love that dude. He was always funny. Or like he'd talk shit about him. Like, you know, like a huge part of the culture was like snaps, you know, like you talk about how your mama is this, or like, but like he was really good at it and really funny and just broke down all that like animosity. So he didn't seem to have any enemies.
Could you imagine like someone having a beef with Biz Markie is like the same as like when Coolio had beef with Weird Al Yankovic? It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, dude?
I did watch a video about people that he beefed with. There was this guy, the guy who produced some of his early stuff, that then was claiming that he actually like either like co-wrote or produced Just a Friend because he doesn't have credit on it. Like there were some beefs. He also kind of beefed with whatever crew kind of rejected him at first, and then he used that to fuel the fire to become successful. And he had in Vapors, that's kind of what Vapors is about when you go into it. He's describing these scenarios of people that were like losers but then came up and got their revenge, like that sort of like very childish, like I'm gonna grow up and be rich and powerful and then you're gonna be mopping the floor for me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he used that as fuel, I think. And I don't think these are things that maybe lasted, but these beefs, but he did have a few.
Yeah, not like Tupac and Biggie.
No.
Or not like Eminem versus every other rapper that existed in the late 90s and early 2000s.
But I think it's like even Vapors is like out of character. It's like a tough song, and that's very out of character for him. Yeah. Like it's not just like he's clowning it, but he does it well.
Every once in a while this happens. Sometimes I bring things back to Chris's band. Sometimes I bring it to the guest's band. I do think that part of the appeal of Biz Markie can be traced a little bit to Five Iron in the sense of you've got a song like Sucker Punch, which is literally in the lyrics like an anthem for the underdogs. Like Biz Markie 100% felt like the underdog of hip hop, where it's like, hey, if you're the dorky kid who's in the science classes after school or you're doing AV club, Biz Markie is the rapper for you. Like he's got your back.
Yeah. 100%. Like I identify with that. I became funny and class clown because I was like, you're not going to make fun of me without my permission.
Yeah. Well, that's the Kevin Smith thing. Kevin Smith always talked about how he would make the first fat joke in the room because he's like, it literally disables everybody. They're like, oh, he knows. They don't make fat jokes about you.
Yeah.
Hey there, One Hit Thunder listeners. Are you ready to take your music to the next level? Well, get ready to rock because this episode is brought to you by DistroKid, the ultimate digital music distribution service for artists like you. With DistroKid, you can easily upload your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, reaching fans all around the globe. But that's just the beginning. DistroKid offers a ton of awesome features like Hyperfollow, which helps you promote your releases and get pre-saves on your songs, all for free. But wait, there's more. The DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. This powerful tool allows you to put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time. But that's not all. DistroKid has just launched a brand new feature called Instant Share, allowing you to easily share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more. With Instant Share, you can keep your music streaming at the highest quality while making the best impression possible. So what are you waiting for? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities. Possibilities that I know all about because I've been using DistroKid for years. It's seriously great. If you haven't used it before, you're going to love it. And One Hit Thunder listeners get an exclusive offer, 30% off your first year with DistroKid by signing up at distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder. That's distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder.
Hey, One Hit Thunders, Thunderheads, Thunder Buns. All right, I'll just go with One Hit Thunder listeners. This is Chris DeMakes, guitarist and vocalist for Less Than Jake, and host of Chris DeMakes a Podcast, a songwriting podcast where every week I'm joined by an amazing guest to break down the writing, recording, and release of one iconic song that they have written. In our giant evergreen back catalog of episodes, we've had rock legends such as Dee Snider and Huey Lewis, punk rock favorites such as Mark Hoppus, Fat Mike, and Brett Gurewitz, up-and-coming artists of today such as Liz Stokes of the Beths and Genesis Owusu, and even some of the artists that have been featured on One Hit Thunder. The show is even produced by One Hit Thunder host Chris Fafalius. What more could you possibly ask for? Chris DeMakes a Podcast is available for free on all the places you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out every Monday. I guarantee you'll like it, or we'll give you your money back.
So in October of 1989, Biz released his second album, The Biz Never Sleeps, and this came out on Warner Brothers, produced by himself, his cousin Cool V. I love getting your cousin involved in the mix, and Paul C. And Just a Friend interpolates the 1968 song You Got What I Need by Freddie Scott. Now, I didn't know this song. I knew the Biz Markie one first, but yeah, it has that same melody of the chorus, but it doesn't go to the part, but you say he's just a friend. It's other lyrics. You got what I need, and then it's just like more like love lyrics. But Biz's version, Just a Friend, I also think another thing, this is a hip-hop song where it tells a story that anybody can understand. I mean, it is in plain English. You don't have to interpret anything. It is a story that anyone from 5 years old to 95 years old can understand what's going on here. And it's relatable. Sadly, this story is relatable to a lot of people who hasn't been in a situation where you feel like the person you're with might be sneaking around, especially young relationships, you know? So it's so relatable. Whether you're listening to it from a comedy aspect, or you could simultaneously be like, yeah, I've been there, Biz.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that this song, it peaks at number 9 on March 17th, 1990. And this is a hell of a day on the charts, I must say, looking at things. The top 5 that week, you had Bad English, Prince of Love at number 5, Taylor Dane's Love Will Lead You Back at number 4, the B-52's Rome at number 3, past podcast episode Alana Miles' Black Velvet at 2, and Janet Jackson Escapade at 1.
Yeah.
On top of that, usually I'm like, oh, here's some noteworthy debuts, and it's like one song. 4 really big songs all debuted this week. Aerosmith's What It Takes peaks at 60. Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You debuts at 63. Wilson Phillips, Hold On at 74, and at 81, Digital Underground's Humpty Dance. What a song that we can bring back to Just a Friend, honestly, in that same vein of like knowing how to nail comedy and hip hop in a perfect blend.
Yeah, that's tough.
Pretty stacked charts right there. And Biz Markie hit number 9 on St. Patrick's Day, which I said makes sense because I could see a lot of drunk people drinking green beer and singing along to Just a Friend. It's, I don't know. A lot of times when you look back at these charts, I'm just like, oh my God, it's so stacked with great songs. Or, dude, Billy Joel's I Go to Extremes was popular at this moment. Phil Collins' I Wish It Would Rain Down. I saw some other past episodes. We did a one-hit thunder on these charts, Matt. Michael Penn, No Myth. Jane Child, Don't Want to Fall in Love. Callaway, I Want to Be Rich. Just like such fun, good songs. I don't know. It's just, I always
1990s. It's an underrated year, I think.
Yeah. It was like the end of the 80s. I get in trouble a lot because I think there's only like 15 good bands from the 90s, and my band is not on that list, by the way.
Okay.
Hey, though, Less Than Jake, I would say is.
Yeah. They're a good one.
Tell your podcast buddy that I believe that.
Wow. That's a hot take, only 15 good.
That is a hot take. I am a 90s loving boy over here.
Yeah.
I've heard this, though. You have a beef with a lot of the jam bands turned like pop stars.
Yes.
But the 90s was not kind for Biz Markie. We can start there because this was a great start, and then it went downhill for the 90s
it's so
for
crazy
a little bit.
that... Okay, so first of all, I want to say the music video for Just a Friend 2, so memorable.
Masterpiece. It's so good.
All over MTV. Biz is just like hitting hard, where I could have seen him having like he did have a long career, but a career as like a superstar. But he releases his third album. I love the title of this album, I Need a Haircut, in August of 1991. And this is where... this is such a turning point in hip hop, because up to here, and you think about, we talk about it a lot because Matt claims another bold claim of Matt Kelly is that Paul's Boutique is his favorite album of all time. But
it's in my top 5.
It is a great album.
But it's just filled to the brim with samples. Sampling was just, people did it without even thinking about it. But this was a turning point because Biz had a song, Alone Again, on this album that featured an unauthorized sample of the Gilbert O'Sullivan song, Alone Again, Naturally. And that's when he was served a lawsuit from Gilbert. And the claim was upheld in court, and it was a landmark case that completely altered the landscape of hip hop. It found that all samples must be cleared with the original artist before being used. So that really changed the game because, I don't know, Beastie Boys probably couldn't make an album with with an infinite amount of samples on it now because every single one had to be cleared. And to be honest, I kind of think that that should be the case. You should get some. I mean, especially, Biz is this Alone Again. He's straight up just singing the Gilbert O'Sullivan song. So I don't know, but it was a big thing.
Oh, you go ahead, Matt.
Well, I always have my little fan theories that I don't know if they're true or not, right? But as we're talking about this, and you're right, Paul's Boutique comes out in 1989. That thing has something like 250. I think the Dust Brothers have openly said they do not know how many things are sampled on that album because they were just high off their asses sampling anything that came to their mind. 2 years later, Biz Markie gets sued for sampling. And a year later, the Beastie Boys start collaborating with Biz Markie and bringing him in on their albums. And I wonder if part of me is that they felt real bad that they got away with Paul's Boutique and he got hit immediately after by the shrapnel.
So this is my take on it is that early rap, there was no music. It was just we need a beat and we're gonna talk over it rhythmically.
Yeah.
In the 70s. And people were like, this is insane. No one's thought of this before. It's so cool. And what makes it big is it's you could be anybody. You just gotta, you gotta work on your flow. You gotta get some good lyrics. You got a notebook. You gotta get out there and battle. You got a friend who can beatbox, you got it.
Yeah.
You can do this. And I think so in the 70s, it's this, you can't afford a band. You're not the Sugar Hill Gang, but you can afford this friend of yours that can beatbox. You're going to sit at home all week and work on this and then get up on your school lunch table and beatbox and then and battle each other. And that is so cool. That's so tough.
It's so scrappy.
They do that.
Did you ever see, is it Beats Rhythm Life, the documentary about A Tribe Called Quest?
No, but I want to right now.
Yeah. There's a part where they
Beats
talk
Rhythm
about
Life.
Q-Tip getting his start at hip hop. And they talked about how he made his beats. And it is the most psychotic thing I've ever heard, but it makes me appreciate Q-Tip even more. He's like, I was a kid. I didn't know how to do it, but I had a double cassette stereo, and I would just have a blank cassette in there, and I would play the 10 seconds that I wanted to sample while recording, stop, rewind, play it again, and I would do that until I had a 5-minute beat of the 10-second loop that I needed, and then I would start writing raps over top of it. And I'm like, that's psychotic, but I love it.
It's awesome.
So good.
You make do with what you have. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Biz Markie is coming up in this, and he's like, I got to learn to beatbox because I can't rap. Nobody wants to listen to my raps. So he becomes the best beatboxer, and then gets somewhere because of that.
Yeah.
And at the same point, hip hop changes because they figure out turntablism. So all of a sudden you have a DJ. So you have a band. You have a guy that's okay, we got a beat going on this. I'm going to scratch. I'm going to throw this, this sample in. This is this. And that becomes hip hop. That is rap at that point, right? I have a friend who, if he listens to this, he's going to punch my face because He is a rapper, and he's also like a professor of English right now. But like he asserts that hip hop defines the whole culture of rap, turntablism, graffiti, and breakdancing.
Right.
So hip hop defines the culture, not the music. But it's at this point, the term hip hop is interchangeable with the word rap, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. So at this point, rap music takes this switch. Like early 80s, all of a sudden you have turntables. And then to get into the mainstream, you got to be Run DMC. Like you have to be teamed up with Aerosmith, or you have to be the Beastie Boys, who are like punk rockers who are like, we could do this. And they're also brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, like we're going to make stuff. It's going to get on the radio. Like those two things kind of slipped in, but Biz Markie is not going to make it beatboxing or rapping. And most of rap at that time, like most of what should have been not one hit wonders, like should have, or never made it to that point. They're just, you know, like they're somewhere.
Yeah.
No one is listening to that until these guys come along and sampling starts happening. And then it is like, oh, I know this. Like I've heard Under Pressure.
Right.
And here's this white guy with tall hair rapping.
Yeah.
I can accept that. You know, like that could be a hit.
Yeah.
Right.
But like Biz is kind of like bridging that whole scene. Like he starts out beatboxing, then he raps. And like, thank God he at one point is like, I'm going to sing on this song. We're going to do a ballad. And everybody, like all the people that knew him are like, don't do it, dude. You sound like shit. Do not sing. I think so. Watching that documentary, he couldn't get anyone who would sing on it. He could not get, like he had an album out. He was established, but no one would be like, no, I'm not singing that. So he just did it. And I think that's what made it. Like everybody.
If there was a guest vocal singing that chorus, this song is not the hit that it is.
No,
not at all.
It is I feel like a big part, I swear, that take this 1 3-second part out of this song and it might not be the hit. The, oh, baby, you, where he's like just so out of tune, but it is such a memorable, fun thing to sing. Think about this. You're a person who can't sing. You're tone deaf. It doesn't matter. Everybody can sing along to this, and you might, probably most people sing it better than the person who's performing it. That is so fun. It's almost like in our world, Reese, and in punk rock, when you talk about a band, be it Green Day or Blink or MXPX, 3-piece simple punk rock songs that when you start a band with your friends, you can play the songs. You love it.
Well, how many times the case in point, we're going to go with the ska example, right? There's Catch-22 puts out Keys Be Nights. And then, you know, Tom goes and forms Streetlight Manifesto and is like, I'm not happy with how that Streetlight Manifesto recording is. I know that there's like errors in there. I want to record it the way I think it should sound. Guess what? No one's putting on the Streetlight Manifesto re-recording of the song where they like the imperfections. You like that it's raw and that it's like not perfectly put together in a studio. When you go back and try to recreate those memories from scratch for people, no one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear your better version of your scrappy original album.
I like how Matt feels like he needs to like equate everything to the world of ska punk music.
It has to. Listen, I do that in it. I explain everything in those terms.
Yeah, he would have done that anyway, Reese, I'm sure.
100%.
Thank you.
Chris, I have to ask you, while doing the research on this, the thing that bums me out the most, even though I don't disagree that the landscape of hip hop probably needs to clear their samples, right? Man, is it a bummer that it has to be Gilbert O'Sullivan and Alone Again Naturally, a song I like so much. I'm like, God damn it. Like,
Are we villain? Are we making him the villain here? I mean,
he's in the right. It's just like I hate that it's him, and I hate that it had to be him and that song, that depressing ballad, that
it is
suicide
such a bummer
ballad.
of a song.
I would argue. Here's my argument, and I'm sad that Biz Markie had to die on the altar for this, but like this elevated rap music.
Oh, 100%.
Like the fact that like all of a sudden like don't sample, or like if you do, you're gonna get called out on it. It just became like this taboo thing.
It was like pre-parental advisory sticker pushing something for, you know what I mean? Like parental advisory stickers sold more albums than they deterred. Like,
hold on a second though. Look, for Biz, it sucks. It's a bummer because they had to pull all the albums off the shelves. That sucks so bad for Biz, and his career never really recovered from that. And he stayed busy his whole life, no doubt about it. His career, he did have to die on the altar for this a little bit, but I just think moving forward, there were tons and tons of, think about the late 90s when you had like the Puff Daddy songs and stuff that are doing this, but they clear the samples. The person who wrote the hook is getting paid, and rightfully so. I mean, it's
no, everyone deserves to. I'm not disagreeing that like the call is the right call. It just sucks that of course it's like arguably one of the nicest people in hip hop that's the one that has to go down to like make that work.
Yeah.
Looking back in hindsight, it did it made people have to be more creative.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like you're sampling stuff. All of a sudden, like sampling stuff is not so cool.
Wow.
Make better music.
Okay, so here's a realization that I never even fucking thought about. But as we're talking about it again, in case no one has ever figured this out, Beastie Boys is also in like my top 10 artists. I fucking love the Beastie Boys. It didn't even dawn to me until this second that we've got Paul's Boutique, sample heavy. Biz Markie gets sued in 1991. The next Beastie Boys album, and almost every Beastie Boys album after that, is that they go into a studio with their instruments, record jam sessions, and then start sampling their own jam sessions to create their beats for Check Your Head and Ill Communication and all that stuff. Like, you're right. Like, it forced them to be like, all right, we can't depend on what songs already exist. So let's just go in our little shed that we have recording equipment in, pick up some instruments, hit record, and just jam for the next 2 hours. And we'll just go through that tape and find like, ooh, this will be cool to loop. This will be cool to use as the background track.
Awesome.
Or like Snoop and Dre, like not that they didn't sample stuff, but like mostly what is hooky is not the sampling.
Yeah.
It's look, we're going to have this. We got this bass line. We're going to write out this bass line. You do this beat. Like, we're going to figure this out. Like, for real, that's what a rap producer does, is like that stuff. And it came from this, you know, like they're doing this. And then like, here's your melodious hook. Like, this is happening. Or like, we're going to start structuring this like a song. Like, you need a hooky chorus. And that, I think, came from this. Even though, you know, like it sucks for Biz, I think rap got monumentally better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Biz like found his place, right? Because he puts out one more album.
All samples cleared. It's called All Samples Cleared. I love that.
Perfect name for an album. But Biz honestly finds his footing just being Biz Markie on TV and in movies.
Yep.
And I mean, it's so funny because, I've obviously seen Biz Markie in a shit ton of stuff, but like looking at the list today, I was like, my God, has he been in a ton of things?
Dude.
Like, whether it was in Living Color, Meteor Man.
He's in Men in Black beatboxing.
Yeah, he beatboxed in there. You mentioned Yo Gabba Gabba, Andy Milonakis. Like, he's in the music video for It Takes Two. He's just everywhere. Yeah. It's amazing. He was doing commercials for MTV2 where he was just like freestyling on the street and they turned it into bumpers before the commercials. Like, dude, it's amazing.
He stayed famous. Like, I feel like the next 2 generations after whatever still knew who he was. He was doing that remember when he did the Radio Shack commercial where he said, "Oh, snap."
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
He opened for Chris Rock on tour. He did a lot. He just got to enjoy a life of being Biz Markie after that. And I think that's pretty cool if you made enough of a mark. And I think it was awesome. I think it's a cool career he had.
Yeah.
And I still hear this song. I still think this song is beloved.
Chris, you've heard Matt and I talk about this on Weird Algorithm a bunch. You know what I mean? Like, Weird Al in his post-recording music career just gets to be Weird Al and shit for like the last 15 years.
Yep.
Because the generation that grew up loving his music are now filmmakers and musicians and like writers and all these other things. And I think that's the same thing with Biz Markie, is like the generation who grew up loving him as the Clown Prince is suddenly the Aquabats getting a kids show and being like, we got to get Biz Markie on here. We loved Biz. Like, that's like, I think the real victory that Biz Markie gets at the end of the day is he inspired a generation of other dorky creatives who wanted to fly their Biz Markie flags as well when they got their foot in the door.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I
love it too.
I sent you
so
a song from Yo Gabba Gabba called Pancakes and Syrup. Everyone should check out that song. It is so good. And in April of 2020, well, in 2020 in general, he was hosting a radio show on Sirius XM on LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio channel every weekday from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So he had a regular gig there, but then in April of 2020, he was hospitalized due to severe complications from type 2 diabetes. And in December of 2020, he was at a rehabilitation facility as a result of a stroke he had suffered after going into a diabetic coma. And then on July 16th of 2021, at age 57, his wife, Tara Hall, held his hand as he took his last breath. And I mean, it's sad. 57 is way too young to lose Biz Markie. That sucked. That really sucked.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Bad times.
Yeah. That was not a good time.
Upon his death, the people like poured out to express their sympathies, including Barack and Michelle Obama, who reached out to Tara. Ice-T, Fat Joe, Montel Jordan, Al B. Shore were all at his funeral, and the Reverend Al Sharpton read his eulogy at his funeral.
And did you see that the street he was born on was renamed Biz Markie Way after his passing?
Yeah. In Harlem.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So cool.
Yeah. Dude, he is a great American.
He truly is.
I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah.
Like, everybody who knew him loved him. I think, like, in hindsight, even people that had beef with him for like, hey, I wrote that hook or whatever, I put that beat on that record. I think they're sad that he's gone from this world.
Yeah.
I got a game for you guys before we wrap this
let's
up.
lighten up the mood. Let's play a game.
Rest in peace to the great Biz Markie, for sure. But before we go, I got a special game for you guys today. This game is, we've played similar games in the past. Is this a Biz Markie lyric or a lyric I made up?
This is the game?
This is the game.
I've listened to some of your other games and they seemed easier.
Well, we'll go back and forth. We'll start with Reese. You're each going to get 4 chances. Is it a real Biz Markie?
Competing?
Yeah.
Is it a real Biz Markie lyric or something I just made up on the spot? Okay. Reese, this is your first lyric.
All right, I'm ready.
They all know me, the Biz Markie. I get more respect than the average employee. Could work at any store in the mall because the place is my house from wall to wall.
It's real.
That is real. That's from Albee Square Mall. Okay, you got a point, Reese. We'll go over to Matt.
Okay.
Straight up, I make the music just for you, so you can do the extra crazy Biz Markie dance too, or even do the dance made up by yourself, as long as you're in good physical health.
I'm trying to think if that's in Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz or not. I'm going to go with it was, and I'll say it's a real lyric.
It is a real lyric. That is from the song This Is Something for the Radio. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
I would have lost that one. Thank you, Matt.
All right, we're back. We're back to you, Reese.
Okay, I'm ready.
I once knew a guy by the name of Talk. He was one of them kids from like around the block. The kid was cool. He had the right hair and slim. The only thing was wrong, he smelled like a gym.
That's real.
That is real. That's from the song The Dragon. All right. You guys are good. You guys are good. Okay. Back to you, Matt.
Okay.
So pick your wedgie and stomp your feet. 2 steps to the left and feel the beat. Moved across the room to this girl and I kissed her and gave my mama's house number to your sister.
I just feel like it would be crazy for you to do 4 in a row that were bids. So I'm just going to do the averages and say you made that one up.
I did make that one up. Damn it.
Oh, just straight statistically, that was not.
Yeah, he ain't even playing the game right. All right. It's 2-2. All right. We got 4 to go here. Back to Reese.
All right.
I knew this girl from Sugar Hill. She was a real sweet talker with looks that could kill. Got nervous all the time about what she might think. Spray cologne in my drawers so my butt don't stink.
I'm going to say it's not him. It's fake.
You got it. That's a fake one.
Whoa.
Man, you guys are good. Man.
Oh.
I actually probably would have said it's real. That's a great final
That is
lyric
a
on
good
there,
line.
Chris.
Have you considered this as your second career, Chris?
Listen, every time that we've played this game, we've considered him needing a second career. The best was, is this a real Bob Carlyle lyric or something Chris made up?
Yeah. That was our favorite. Bob Carlyle, who sings Butterfly Kisses. Reese. Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
saw his band Allies in concert twice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sure you've crossed paths with some people from, what do you call that world, Matt? What's your word?
CCM.
CCM, that's right.
CCM, yeah. I think 5-iron was firmly not in the CCM category in most cases, but I'm sure you ran past them a couple times.
Okay.
Mostly not.
Yeah.
Back to you, Matt. It is.
Okay.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, it's tight. All right.
I'm the diabolical Biz Markie. From picking boogers, the vapors make the music, you see. But now I'm bringing it to you for your enjoyment. It's an animated dance for my employment.
Oh, I think that's real.
Is that what you're going with?
I'm going with real, yeah.
You got it.
What's that from?
It's from Mudfoot. It's from the song
Okay.
Mudfoot.
You know, the song Mudfoot.
the classic Biz Markie track Mudfoot.
Okay. It's 3-3. We got a tiebreaker here.
Oh, geez.
So Reese, if you
pressure.
get this,
Okay,
oh
I'm
wait,
ready.
okay. You're the guest, Reese. There's one left here.
All right.
And you can either play or pass to win
Okay.
to win or lose the game.
Okay.
You're going to play?
Yeah, I'm going to play. Oh, I could
Okay.
have passed at this
You could
point?
pass.
I thought you were going to do the lyric and then I could pass.
Oh, no.
I'll play.
Okay, he's going to play. This is the decider. I'm the Markie Biz. My rhymes go down just like Cheese Whiz. On the microphone, you can't call me a slacker. My beats hit hard like a salty Ritz cracker.
I'm going to say it's fake.
You got it. You guys are perfect,
Yeah.
man. I sucked at making this game.
No, those are good lyrics.
Those are really, really good lyrics.
Man, I thought I could fool you guys. You guys are too good.
I was almost fooled by the last one I did because I'm like, oh, would he name check that many of his other songs that like that? I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I would have lost that one.
He did. Okay.
You got it, Matt.
Congratulations to Reese for winning the game. And
that was it, the tiebreaker? You're not going to let Matt
that was the
defend?
tiebreaker. It's the last
all
one I
right.
had.
He always wants to see me lose anyway.
I do. I do. But this is the part where we decide if it's thunder or blunder. And
what a pointless segment this week for us.
Yeah. Is it a round of thunders, guys? Or
I think Biz brought the thunder 100%.
100%. He belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
I wonder. I don't know. I don't know if his career is going to land him. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the Nice Guy Hall of Fame.
He should be on the Nice Guy Mount Rushmore.
How about the Hip Hop Hall of Fame?
I think he might already be there. Is he not in the Hip Hop
Is that
Hall
a
of
thing?
Fame?
I don't know if that's a real thing.
I don't know. I'm going to look. If it is, he should be in there.
He should definitely be in there. He's an innovator. And Reese, thanks a lot for coming on today, man.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Is
there anything to let people know do you have anything coming up in the world of music? I believe, have you stepped away from podcasting a little bit in recent times?
So I had a podcast for 3 or 4 years called the Pickle and Boot Shop. It kind of, like in COVID, everybody was like, let's start a podcast, or you wanted to listen to a podcast. So I did that, and now it's over. What? I don't know. I'm in a band called 5 Iron Frenzy, I guess.
Yeah, that's an important thing. I'm sure 5 Iron go to 5 Iron Frenzy's website. I'm sure you have have shows. You have shows. You have lots 16th, of music.
We have a show in Denver, Colorado. We're opening for the Dance Hall Crashers. They have reunited, and the Aquabats.
Yeah,
and
you guys also have I think it's going to be after this episode comes out, but you guys you're on that one Ska Fest show that's like the most insane lineup I've seen in a long time.
It's in Grand Rapids. It's like us and Goldfinger and.
It's you guys, Goldfinger, Suicide Machines, and like 2 other bands. I'm like, that's such a crazy bill.
Right. They were like, here's a bunch of tough bands, and then let's put these aging sissies up against them.
No.
Just wanted to confirm there is a Hip Hop Hall of Fame and museum in New York that you can go and visit. It's a nonprofit building, but they held inductions throughout the 90s on BET. And Chris, can you guess who the host of those inductions was?
Was it Biz?
No, but Biz's best friend, Roxanne, was.
No, I would have guessed Biz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Roxanne was the person who was the MC of the inductions, apparently, according to this very sparse Wikipedia page.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's a good place to end. Rest in peace to Biz Markie.
This has been One Hit Thunder. One Hit Thunder is hosted by Chris Fafalios of the band Punchline and produced by Matt Kelly of Geekscape.net. Underneath me, you're hearing Homelessly Devoted to You by 5 Iron Frenzy off their album Until This Shakes Apart. Our podcast is on Patreon, so find us at patreon.com/OHT podcast for early access to episodes, bonus conversations, and a chance to vote on a future song for us to cover. Support the show by buying some merch at our store, onehitthunder.dashery.com, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us on any podcasting app. Tune in next week for more One Hit Thunder.
Just expired. Clip it to your bike spokes, pump up the tires.
listening to the Geekscape Network.